we went shopping and we picked out super trendy items for fall, winter off of Amazon. I mean, we got accessories, tops, dresses. I mean, we did everything and we seasonalized them all. So everything is seasonalized, and we're going to go through each season and have just a fun time shopping.
Ah,
All right, so let's jump into this first season. Of course, should we do summer since that sweater is everyone's loving?
we can. And I do want to say to everybody, part of this came about because one of the things I really miss is going shopping.
So let's dive into summer. Now, I do want to mention the summer features really quickly before we get started. That was the first thing. So if anyone's new and doesn't know their season, you might be able to find this, but this is a very quick dive into it. If you do not know your season, just hop on over to Color Me Beautiful, take the color quiz. It'll direct you to your season. But just really quickly, summers.
No red or gold highlights.
Nothing in the hair,
No.
red or gold.
And your hair is, if you were running away from the scene of a crime and the policeman said, well, was her hair light or dark? If you say light, on the light side, light-ish, anything other than dark, you're probably a summer.
Yep, and you have
Cool
those.
and light.
Yep, and you have those very cool, soft eyes as well. Now, I'm going to get rid of us so they can see more of the outfits that we have going on. And then our first one, kind of, I guess we can call them lookbooks. Is would be the
Sure.
best little way to do this. And we're diving into accessories right now. And these are all available on Amazon. We have links, but this also just helps you get an idea of kind of how your color palette looks in the fashion world.
So obviously, I'm sorry, Sarah, you don't have to buy these specific things that we're recommending, but this will kind of imprint in your brain. And when you're out and about, you may not have thought about a gray flannel fedora if you're a summer, but I'm certainly thinking about it now, looking at how cute that one is, Sarah.
Well, these fedoras are so trendy right now. I know every time I walk into like a Target or any type of boutique shop, they always have fedoras hanging on the wall. It's like a art statement now too, which is really funny. It's not even just like fashion at this point. It's just wall decor, and it's so cute.
I always thought I could not wear hats. But the fedora, something about the shape of the fedora, I can wear it. And I can wear it in the summer, with a straw looking one. And this one is so cute.
Mm-hmm. And then also, I wanted to point out these boots because if you look at these boots, they have the kind of like a rosy undertone. And people tend to forget that summers can wear this really, like, you look amazing in that rose brown color. And summers tend to forget that they have rose undertones that can go into their grays that look really, really good.
Now, Sarah, Marcia's saying that she thought gray was winter. Do you mind if I address that real quickly?
Yeah, of course.
Gray can be winter, although winter is, we said that summer has no red or gold highlights and it's on the lighter side. If that person describing you running away from the scene of a crime had said your hair was dark or deep, then you would probably be a winter. Winters can wear gray, but the gray really needs to be contrasty. So, for example, rather than this palette, when you see the winter palette, if there is in fact gray in it, it will be more of a charcoal gray. Whereas notice that these grays are a little on the light side, just like your hair. And one just quick point, and I'll point it out with each palette. If your clothing matches your hair color, that one, specifically, ash blonde, pick one color that's ash blonde, you will not have any problems whatsoever with a color that matches hair color, eye color, or even your skin tone. That color, that exact color. And then beyond that, what you want to do with your grays, if you're a summer, is go with a more soft palette. And if you're a winter, try to keep it contrasty. So if you choose a gray, accessorize it with red. I'm getting off topic. That's the summer.
Well, while we're off topic, I do want to mention that the numbers at the bottom, we have links to all of this if you're interested in any of these items. I will have all the links posted, and you can just look at the number at the bottom, and that corresponds with the link that you can go to and purchase or take a look at. And there's so many other colors than just these ones that we pulled. don't think like the fedoras come in a ton of different colors. I believe they had like a lighter blue, and I mean, if you want to go crazy, you can go crazy with colors as well. But the accessories I kept pretty close to just basic items that can match with pretty much anything in your wardrobe.
Just remember, when you look at your color fan, because your color fan is king, as you look at your color fan, you will see colors that are neutrals, and they are your best neutrals in your palette. You'll also see accent colors for you. I spoke a minute ago about contrast versus high contrast versus low contrast. So using your color fan, you will see the difference, just getting back to what gray is good for you and as a winter versus summer.
I do want to point out this pullover that I found, and this is like one of the hottest items on Amazon right now, is this pullover turtleneck sweater. The reviews are amazing. Everyone's just talking about how such an easy wear it is. But I pulled this one in particular because it has the black at the bottom of it.
What I love about it, Sarah? In fact, I'm sitting here making a list of things I'm going to buy when we're at when the video's over. Mm-hmm. One of the things I'm intrigued about with that pullover is everybody laughs at me because black leggings are my happy place.
That's everyone's happy place right now.
But for me, it's pretty much all I wear. That's all I wear. I have pajama black leggings. I have daytime black leggings. I have dress black leggings.
Have you ever seen the joke that's it says like guys think we only have one pair of black leggings, and then it's a picture of like a bed just covered in black leggings? I thought it was so relatable.
Well, it's specifically relatable to me because Sarah, you do a lot more with color in terms of your bottoms than I do. But for me, somewhere along the line, somebody told me that black pants were slimming. And then suddenly everything I own is some version of a black legging. But what I love about this, speaking of slimming, is because a lot of people will quickly say, oh, no, on the horizontal. I love the way that this is a chevron, the shape of this, and the way I tend to be a little short-waisted, but what that does is your legging and the bottom of the sweater kind of are of a piece. They are one. Mm-hmm. Then you look like you've got kind of a shorter sweater, which I love. As you know, I tend to stay away from the shorter sweater because I have I worry about showing my stomach. But this is a great way to get those proportions right. I love it. I'm going to get that.
One thing I wanted to mention about this is you see how the top is the gray and then it goes to a soft white and then it goes to a black. That's what makes this a summer item because of the gray at the top. Now, if this was reversed where it was black at the top, then that would transition it into a winter piece. And whatever is reflecting around your neckline or around your bust, I guess, that's the color that you want to focus on. And that's the color that it's going to turn it into the season that you want. So make sure whatever is around your neck area, that's within your color palette.
And I'm seeing that with that cute little fedora. And so I've got 2 purchases already.
Well, lastly, these booties. Now, these booties I have in the winter as well because I was just in love with them. And they have them at a bunch of different heel heights, which is really cool. And of course, they have them in black and they have them in gray. But I mean, this pattern is just too cute. It's summer and winter, so it's going to match with anything versus in those seasonal palettes as well. You can just toss them on with anything. That's why I love them so much. And
Sarah, I could see those transitioning into spring really well. It's not like that's a winter boot. It's a I could see it easily going into the spring with the right slacks.
You're talking about like the time frame.
Oh, well, yeah. Yes. I'm sorry. The upcoming spring, this kind of snakeskin, I could see that transitioning into that quite nicely.
Yeah.
Sorry for the confusion there.
All right, and one last thing that I wanted, we have a couple tops that we're throwing in some color now. I know summer can be tough because it tends to just be like the grays and the very neutrals. The
powdery, say powdery,
right.
Powdery colors. Yeah.
Powdery colors, the rose beiges, cocoa's another, rose brown, all those neutrals. But let's get into some more color items. And let's see. There we go. So now we have the pop of color that we love to see with summers.
I love that second sweat. I love the cardigan, but I'm pretty much I got a lot of cardigans, and I may have one in that color. Um, okay, I'm shopping here. Please, these are my colors. How can I not shop?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm definitely getting that rose-colored sweater because the shape, the way that that tie is, really slimming again.
Yeah, it's like that that raspberry color looks so amazing on Summers.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Love the gray cardigan as well. There's something about the way that that hangs. It's very chic. You know, kind of like, I don't know, Johnny Was type of shape. Love it.
Yeah, I thought it was so cute. But in the lavender too, I wanted to bring in as much color as I possibly could with this and get as many items because it is hard to find, you know, what's trending right now. I mean, these are actually trending items on Amazon for the fall and winter season. So I had to be able to find things that would fit into different palettes as well.
You should explain what if something is trending on Amazon, it doesn't mean that, you know, it's stylish and you should like it according to them. It means that people are buying the heck out of it.
Right. And this is on Amazon Fashion. So it's strictly just the items that are super trendy that everyone's purchasing right now that are, I mean, everyone's in love with. And these items have so many different shades available. So I don't want you.
I'm sorry, Sarah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't want you to think that these were the only ones. I just pick and pulled a couple of colorful items that worked within the summer palette.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting the rose. I think I already have lavender, but I do like that boucle kind of knit. It's so comfy.
Right.
But the sweater that's in the gray, am I seeing a belt? Is that belt? I can't. There's something that looks like.
I don't think it has a belt. When I was looking at it, I don't think so.
Well, you know what I would do with it? A ribbon belt.
Oh, that would be really cute. Yeah.
You know, and just make some, because I could see that belted. It would be really cute. And the raglan sleeves on that blue turtleneck. Oh my goodness. So cute.
I was just going to say, if you have a summer out there with blue eyes, that blue color will bring out your eyes and make them look amazing because you have that soft blue. It would match perfectly. Even if you're just to have blue flecks in your eye, that would be the perfect dress color for you. It would look amazing on you.
Hey, keep in mind that for those of us, Sarah, you and I both have blue-ish, greenish, grayish eyes. So if you want your eyes to look blue one day out of the week, this would be a great choice for me anyway. I love it. I love the shape across the shoulders again, because I'm a little worried about my stomach, my hips. And when you have the weight up there, you know, everything else looks slim. Love it. Sarah, I'm going to spend my paycheck here.
Well, I don't want you to forget tons of colors, and we're going to look at them for each season. So do not worry.
That rose, the belt on the rose, the length of it is so slimming. It gives you such height. Have you noticed? It's just got that long line to it. Plus, it makes it dressier.
Yeah, I loved it.
Very cool.
All right, so we are going to have the links in the comments. I think let's switch over to a warm season and let's do a spring. So definition of a spring.
Spring. You do have red or gold highlights in your hair. Your hair is red or gold. So you're looking at red, gold. Again, if you're running away from the scene of crime, if somebody said, well, is it light? Is their hair light or is their hair dark? You would say her hair is light. So, and that could be anything from a medium to light golden brown, honey, flax, even strawberry blonde, you know, that much red, like a Nicole Kidman red, that makes you a spring.
And the eye colors are going to be a little bit warmer, a little bit more vivid when we talk about
so if we're talking about the blue for a summer, think ice, think something icy. The blue for a spring goes a little bit more toward turquoise. It just becomes a little bit warmer.
Our first. Look at these pops of color. I absolutely loved it. I loved how many options they had available. Because spring, I know if you're a spring out there, I know it is tough for you to find good clothes that are made for like colder temperatures.
Yeah, good
spring. in that spring palette, it is so hard because those colors are so bright and vivid and fun and funky, and it can be hard to find those colors. So I totally understand, but I did the work and I found some items.
You did do the work. The only thing I will say, and this, you know, the persnickety color lady has to mention that I see white t-shirts on two of these ladies, And for you spring girls, you know that you're going to go with an off-white rather than a white.
Yes. So for when it comes to, I don't know, these models, they use the same model and just change the color of the shirt. So the models are not actually in the right season. But yeah, if you were wearing like a t-shirt under some of these cardigans, think like ivory, buff, light warm beige. And if like pops of color, apricot, peach, corals, that's going to be within your
And
color.
you know what? Speaking of pops of color, with both of those, one of the things that one of my tricks, and a lot of people that I know, is, for example, I have a frosted watermelon tank top. I have some really vivid tank tops that I wear under sweat neutral cardigans like this. And I'm looking at both these and thinking that they like, I could see just a lime under this off-white one, or I think you could have some fun with that. As you said, coral would be fantastic. Yeah, awesome. I love these.
Yeah, so that first cardigan, I loved it in the teal. It's going to look so pretty on any spring. I mean, that color is just perfection. Of course, springs, you probably already know the kind of camel color, taupey, khaki, like that second sweater. That's in your palette. That's probably what you're used to wearing when it comes to.
And couldn't you see that with some beautiful winter white slacks on a spring? And oh yeah, that would be absolutely gorgeous.
And then springs, ivory is your, I guess in quotations, I should say white. You don't want to wear pure white, but an ivory color is going to look
off-white.
And
then that Starbucks cup is making me want coffee.
I'm sorry. I had to take their model images. I would have, if I could, I would have changed their hair color to make it look better. And then that green, that pastel yellowy type of green. Perfect.
I can just see what that would do for a spring skin tone. Man, I love it. Very cute.
It would give the best like looking tan ever. Like your skin would just look so golden and refreshed. Oh yes, I see it.
Yeah,
I see it too.
I could almost. I want more shades in those sweaters for me. I'm going to go and get a couple.
Now, the blue that we see here, I want to make sure you guys notice that it's kind of lighter. It's like a light clear navy, which is in the color palette. But I want to make sure you don't get it confused with like a dark, deep navy. So see how it's a lot lighter. It doesn't have...
Kind of like a classic blue.
Right. It's not too dark. It's not too deep. It stays within that light, clear navy range.
Yeah, and remember, classic blue is the color of the air. So
yep,
probably seeing a bit of it.
And I was thinking with like some blue jeans, that would make your legs look so long, those boots.
Cute. Well, I was thinking leggings.
Of course. And then we have, back to that fedora, this camel color is perfect within the palette. And then you have just to accessorize that little brown belt around it. So cute.
The sweater, the spring sweater in the number 2 position, it was like a tan. Couldn't you just see that sweater and the fedora on a spring, with the golden hair and maybe a pair of blue jeans? Or
Well, clearly I know what I'm getting you for Christmas because you keep mentioning that sweater. So I know what I need to get you now.
Oh, okay.
And then in the spring color palette, that you can wear these very khaki, camels, golden tan colors. So anything within that falls in this range is perfect on you. It's going to look great. It's going to complement those brighter colors, those accent colors like the teals that we had earlier, that yellow green color. All of that is going to go together great. Really, you'll have a complete capsule wardrobe, and it just makes things easier getting ready in the morning. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about, does my shoe match my fedora, which matches.
Well, that's so well said, Sarah, because that's the beauty of the color fan. You guys out there, you guys know this. Once you have your color fan, you wake up, you're groggy, you're half out of it. You reach in your closet, you pull out a sweater, for in my case, a pair of leggings, but you probably have more options. And you pull something, and if it's the right color, if you've bought according to your color palette, you'll never go wrong. One of the things that, and when we get to Sarah's palette, I'll share this piece of information, but she has a big knitted shawl in
Oh, yeah.
in the camel color that she wears with so many things. And every time she puts it on, she looks like she just stepped off the runway.
Thank you. I do have to say, shawls are so nice because it's almost like instead of, putting on a coat that might not match your outfit or, it's just you wear the same thing every single day. If you just throw on those kind of like blanket shawls, it literally feels like you're walking out of the house with a blanket, but it looks awesome on and you look like $1,000,000. And you could be wearing like a tank top and leggings underneath of you, but I mean, you throw on the shawl and you look completely put together. So
I mean, you look like $1,000,000 when you do that, and it's so classy. And I could see something like that in some of these colors. Like this sweater, I love the detail on the sleeve.
Mhm.
Love that. I want, at my age, I'm a little heavier than I need to be. I want to keep people's eyes kind of above the waist and on details that are up here, and I'm pointing to my shoulders. Rather than details that may be around my hips or whatever. And that's a really cute one. And again, it's got that, I'm noticing the rib knit, it's got a chevron also. Yeah, interesting. Very cute sleeve. Love it.
All right, so we started off with summer, then we went to spring.
Wait, you didn't talk about the booties. I love those booties too.
Oh yeah, and remember, these booties come in multiple different heights. So I just tried to show different heights as I could. And yeah, they're awesome. Tons of colors too. They have them, I believe they have them in like a darker brown as well, like a camel, which would work for springs out there also. So do not worry. And then I have some more prints coming up in those booties.
And is this the same profile as the angle of the way the heel is cut at an angle? Again, that really elongates the line of the leg. So cool. Looks awesome. I might have to get this too.
All right, since you're shopping around, let's move over to winter, which we have to talk about what makes up a winter.
So no red or gold highlights. That is kind of the fundamental question about getting yourself kind of on the path to finding your season. Do you have red or gold highlights in your hair? Once you've determined there are no red or gold highlights, we go back to if you're running away from the scene of a crime and somebody says, well, was her hair light or was her hair deep? And I think it's funny whenever I say this because people, they just take us at our word. But how many of us really are running away from a scene of a crime ever in our lives? Not like never. But if they said about you, oh, she has dark hair, or and in your case, if you're gray, you're a salt and pepper. So that's the one little nuance that makes this analogy not perfect, because they could say, well, but I think with a gray-haired person running away from the scene of a crime, they would say, well, her hair was gray. Was it light gray or salt and pepper? In the case of a winter, you're gray. And by salt and pepper, this is what I mean. You have definitive black hairs in your hair. You have definitive white hairs in your hair. You can have a lot of white or a lot of black. And in fact, as a winter, you can have all pure white. But the bottom line is, you went from having dark hair to go into your gray. So you've got lots of contrast in that hair.
All right, so if you're a winter out there, and I see Kim is already super excited for this, let's get into the first round. And that one's going to be going back to those accessories. And I know I mentioned a couple of these. Black boots, of course, these are going to elongate the legs. I mean, no brainer when it comes to these knee-high boots. I'm jealous of the winters out there. All right, and the next thing I want to bring up is this hat, because we saw earlier that in the spring palette, we did a blue boot. And remember that blue? It was a lighter version of, it was kind of that light, clear navy. It was a lot lighter than this blue. But this blue has a lot of depth to it. And that's why it's so great for the winter palette, because it's that deep, rich navy blue.
I love this. I love it a lot. And I saw, and I forget what celebrity it was, who was wearing a navy blue fedora. And she was definitely a winner. And I'm blanking on who it was. But you know what she did? She had a scarf under her fedora. And maybe it was a silk, or maybe, it was lightweight. And then she had tied it around her chin. and then the fedora was on top, and man, she looked like she just stepped out of a fashion magazine in Italy or something. It was beautiful.
Well, also, you're talking about a scarf, and the reviews on this fedora, a lot of people actually purchased scarves, little scarves that you can just tie around the hat. So if you're somebody that, has a specific outfit or want to add some color to it, they took off the belt and tied little scarves around it, and it turned out so cute as well. So that's another thing that you can do to change it up. And then
it could be like a signature piece for you.
And then, of course, you have the deeper charcoal gray style of the pullover right here. I wanted to put this in the accessories because it's really something that you can just toss on with your black leggings and walk out the door. These snakeskin booties, I had to bring them back because they're just too cute. And I wanted to show that they can be versatile. So it's not just a summer or a winter thing. They can be for both seasons. And when it comes to shoes, you don't have to worry too much. Would I recommend getting them in your season? Absolutely, because it makes putting together an outfit 10 times easier and you're actually going to wear them. Because if you're purchasing with outside your season in accessories, you're never going to find yourself wearing those accessories.
But, one of the things I love about these is that sometimes people limit themselves to your basic black booty. Or your basic brown booty. And to have a print booty that you add to, for example, in my case, the black leggings, that kind of elevates your fashion to a place where it actually looks like you're trying. And for me, it's awesome.
Well, I have to say, these booties come in so many different colors. So if you are, they even had an all black snakeskin. They had a darker gray, I believe. I mean, tons of different colors, tons of different heel heights. So I highly recommend checking it out. I don't think they had a red, but they did have a red in the knee-high boots.
Ooh,
so if you are interested in red, the knee-high boots, I believe they had in a red. So all of these items have a ton of colors to choose from. That's why they became top picks probably on Amazon, because there's so many different colors. I mean, the fedora, there has to be 50 different colors of the fedora. It's unbelievable.
Well, Sarah, thank you for doing this, because my work is done.
Well, we're still not done with the winters. We have a whole nother section of outfits to look at. And doesn't this remind you of Christmas or? I don't know. It makes me so happy. But it's so cozy, and they have lighter versions of it. Don't worry.
I love that boucle. It just is so comfy. But I also love, again, the color, that pine green is so beautiful.
This pine green color will look amazing on you winters out there. I think the reason that I first originally picked this dress was because of the pine green this came in, because it was just stunning when I saw it, and I know it looks so amazing on winters out there. And this is a winter color. Do not get this confused with an olive green in the autumn palette. This is strictly a winter green right here.
Yeah, I see a lot of that blue in there. So absolutely. Very, very beautiful. And of course the cardigan, that just darling kind of swing shaped cardigan. Love it.
Yeah, this burgundy berry color. That would look really cute with some lipstick to match. I love, love, love that. And then I had to bring in these biker jackets because they were too cute. And this is actually a black biker jacket. I know the image it kind of looks a little green on the image, but it's actually black. And they do have this in other colors, so do not worry.
Do they have it in a gray?
They do have it in a gray, I wanted to mention. And they have it in a khaki as well. So
nice.
Check it out. If you like any of the I didn't put that tie sweater that you love in with the front tie, but they have that in winter colors as well. They have it in a black. I just didn't want to, have a bunch of black items or a bunch of gray items that were just basic. But
I tell you what, I could see you've selected such universal kinds of silhouettes and shapes and things. I could see a couple of colors in a couple of these shapes, because I love them. Love that raglan sleeve.
Moral of the story is, if you like a fit or you like something that just any of these, they have it in a ton of other colors. Just grab your digital swatch fan, compare and contrast, or you can just message us. I have these links as well that I'm going to send to you. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to help you out. Last but not least, let's grab our autumns and talk about who's in autumn.
Autumn. You do have red or gold highlights in your hair. In fact, your hair is a little on the golden side or a little on the red side. If obviously, if your hair is dark red, you're not in this scenario. If you have a warm chocolate hair, honey brown hair, again, running away from the scene of a crime, they would say your hair is dark. And so you want warm, lots of warmth, red or gold, plus it's got to be deep. And that makes you an autumn.
All right, so I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm too excited for some of the questions coming up because I absolutely love autumn. I mean, this is my season. I was so ready for this, and here we go. So they have this cardigan in mustard, and they have it in different lengths as well. So I don't want you to think this is the only length. They have it in a bunch of different lengths that you can choose from on the far left, and they have it in mustard. They have it in some other khaki colors as well. So if you don't want to go that bright, you can go a little bit just more neutral tones, so you can wear it with pretty much anything. But of course, I saw it in this mustard, and I was like, gotta put it in here.
I have to laugh because if there is one color on the planet that I really don't love, it's mustard.
Yeah. And then this was the olive green motor jacket I was talking about, like this biker style. So they do have it in this color. And don't forget, if you're summer out there and you love this biker jacket, they have it in gray, they have it in black for winter as well. So do not worry, whatever your season is, they had a bunch of different colors of it. I just wanted to show off this olivey green. And remember, this is more olive green versus in the winter, we saw that pine green, which had a lot of blue in it. So those are the difference right there.
But Sarah, to your point, one thing I really like about this is the deepness and the richness of the autumn green. It makes it more of a neutral, because if you've got a lot of color in your olive, then you kind of want to dress around it and make olive the thing.
Right.
But I'm noticing this is deep enough that you get the richness, you get the warmth, but you can still rock a pair of jeans in it and wear different colors. So I like this. Are you going to get one?
Probably. And I'm probably, well, the problem is I need cardigans. So cardigans, yes. I love the biker jacket. I have so many green jackets, and I know if I get it, you'll make fun of me for it.
I make fun of you anyway. You might as well get it.
Exactly. But I really do need some more cardigans. I don't know why I'm slacking when it comes to cardigans. So when I was doing this shopping, this third one that we have right here, I love the warmth of this, the chocolate brown. I wanted to go with a neutral cardigan this time since I brought out that mustard cardigan for the first round. And I thought this would look so good with any of the autumn accent colors. I mean, terracotta, pumpkin, orange, red, bittersweet. I mean, even the greens. I mean, a top that's like a grade olive green or a grade yellow green, jade, turquoise.
Teal blue.
Yeah.
Teal. Indigo, obviously.
Yeah, it would go with any of those autumn accent colors. So I thought this was the perfect cardigan to have.
I love the shape, Sarah. I love the shape. It has this kind of swing about it that I think is really neat.
Mm-hmm. And then I already see Holly's comment about this pumpkin dress. How gorgeous is this dress? I absolutely love it. So gorgeous.
I still think it looked great with a pair of leggings.
Yeah. If you would have turned this into kind of like a tunic, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But this color, you cannot beat. Being in autumn, you know how amazing this color looks on. And
see, I see it with your thigh-high boots.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Now you're talking about boots. Let me grab those while we're here because they had. I mean, and look at the booties. I talked about the prints they had available in the booties. The leopard print. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm too excited. And it's so funny because all of the autumns that I have in the chat are like, I love it. It looks so great. And then we have Diane, who's a winter, and she's like, definitely not an autumn.
But, it's funny because you have a summer here who was like, well, I don't know about the mustard. But Susie Elsa said, the mustard's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, if you are in autumn, we just love these types of colors. These are just what we thrive in. But if you're any other season, you're just kind of like, I don't know about all of this.
I don't know. Yeah, I like that.
All right. So they have the boots. If you're a spring or an autumn, they have these thigh-high boots in this kind of like, I want to say like brownish coffee camel color. So they have that available for you. It's not just an autumn color. You can wear it as a spring as well, because I did put that light clear navy boot in the spring palette, but you can also wear this one in the spring palette as well. So autumn or spring's out there. Go for the brown boot. It's really cute. It looks so good on, really elongates the legs. Let's see. We have the fedora that, of course, they had it in, I gotta mention the greens again, this yellowy green. So this olive, just gorgeous green. If you're a redhead, that's gonna make your hair look amazing. Like if you're a rich redhead, your hair will just look fantastic.
Not to mention a deep, deep honey brown, kind of with a bit of beautiful.
Yeah, any type of just golden highlight going through the hair, that green will make your hair like it will just make it look healthy and rich and glowing. Oh, fantastic color.
And let's talk for a minute about the eyes, because a lot of you autumns have something that we call hazel eyes, which means that your eye color might be a blend of all these colors you see right here on the screen right now. Or the brown, but with gold flecks, or maybe some of the rust-colored flecks. Or generally in soft seasons, the eyes are ish. You know, it might be goldish, brownish, kind of bluish, grayish for autumn. And in the summer season, it might be bluish, grayish, green, kind of going on in the summer. But I could just see that bringing out, you know, like the brown eyes that have a little bit of gold in them. Mwah, it would be beautiful.
Yeah, and then this booty, I know I already talked about it, but this is too cute. This leopard print, I mean, not only would it would just go with anything inside the autumn palette. It was this find was one of those things where I said, yep, this could be the boot that you could wear every single day with every single outfit that not only I've showed, but anything in your autumn wardrobe. This boot is it. So I had to throw this in here because it would just make life so much easier trying to get ready in the morning. Because this is that shoe that you can just have down by the door and just walk right out the door every single day.
You know, it's also a signature piece. And I think it's kind of important that as part of your fashion, and granted, my black yoga pants, they're my signature. But you should probably have something a little bit cooler and a little bit more interesting. And, you know, in a season, if you become the girl with the leopard boots, that becomes your signature. It's a signature piece. And I think everybody needs a couple.
Mm-hmm. And then lastly, this throw over kind of sweater, pullover. They call it a pullover sweater, which I really love. In this kind of moss green color as well. You'll recognize that if you're from looking at the autumn palette. Just a moss green is another great green for your season, your skin tone, your hair. It makes everything look so rich and just, I mean, glowing. It's healthy. Oh, it's perfect color. And you need it. You need it.
Yeah, I'm thinking you need this.
I know.
Is this a shopping hint? Have you put
this is me just talking myself into buying everything and realizing that I need a whole new wardrobe for fall and winter. So that's all.
But I will tell, we're talking animal prints here. I will throw something out. We sort of have always thought that the winters, you know, your animal print, zebra, there's a great kind of cow spot that became very popular just in the last year, maybe two, where the spots are really contrasty, like black, white, but then, you know, when you get into other seasons, like for the summer, for example, you know, our animal prints, they're a lot softer, maybe a snow leopard, you know, for me,
that kind of grayish print that comes through,
or a print that's smaller. For example, Sarah selected the snake print and put it in the summer palette. It was perfect because if you cannot find a print that's really soft in the colors side by side, if they're small, if the print is small, like a snake rather than a leopard, what you'll see is the eye tends to blend them together. And so that's why the smaller prints on the softer seasons or softer colors on the softer seasons work. And then for you winters out there, you can wear big and bold, and something like a leopard would be perfect. And spring gets a warm version of that, such as there are leopard prints with really light beige in them and black. That's the kind of thing that you can pull off beautifully.
And I should bring us back into the the screen while we're talking and not even looking at what's actually on the board.
I know.
No, it's and we hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see
And we'll
you
see you
guys.
Monday.
Yeah, we'll see you next Monday. So, all right, so see you guys later.